Great. Well, thank you, Angelica, Joanna, and everyone else for having me here today. It's really a pleasure to be here. This is, I'm really excited because this is actually my first time here on campus, and we've done a bunch of different work with the university and trying to connect them to what's going on downtown and over at Capital Factory, but it's really a pleasure to be here on campus here today, so I'm really glad to be here. And I'm impressed with what I see are happening today, and as everyone else has said, I commend everybody that volunteered here to help out other small business owners. It's amazing how a little bit of help from an expert can go such a long way for someone who maybe just hasn't been exposed to those same things before. And in particular, I definitely want to give a big shout out to the companies that are here, to HomeAway, to Oracle, Facebook, Google, VMware, and Indeed. These are some of the largest, most recognizable names in Austin and into Austin Tech, and so it means a lot that you're all here today. So thanks for showing up and representing for your companies and for the rest of the Austin Tech community. I'm Josh Baer, and I help people quit their jobs and become entrepreneurs at Capital Factory. Capital Factory is the center of gravity for entrepreneurs here in Texas. We have 55,000 square feet of entrepreneurs on 3 floors of a building in the middle of downtown, where thousands of entrepreneurs work day and night. And meetups and hackathons like this happen there on a daily basis. We have over 200 mentors who volunteer their time to help pay it forward to other people to get their businesses started. And our goal is to meet all of the entrepreneurs that are in everyone that's working on interesting things here in Texas, and then invest in the best ones, the ones that work. Over the past 5 years, we've been the most active early stage investor in Texas, helping to start companies like Aceable, Sparefoot, and WP Engine here in Austin. Now we focus on tech businesses that start small, but can scale to get really big. But small businesses, even if they stay that way, are really important too. As we've heard and as we know, those really are the backbone of our economy. My parents were all entrepreneurs, and their parents were entrepreneurs too, but they didn't run big tech companies. My grandparents on both sides ran small, single-location retail stores. My dad was a wedding photographer. My mom was a school teacher, but she had a business on the side selling wedding invitations to the clients that came to my dad for photography. And so it seems, looking back, like everywhere around me, everywhere I looked, there were entrepreneurs. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that's really one great example of the incredible privilege that I grew up with. And my parents weren't rich, but we were middle class, and I never wanted for anything. And I had great role models around me, and most importantly, nothing was in my way. Now I've gained some experience and some perspective since then, and I've realized that privilege isn't just about having excess. Privilege is also about being unencumbered. It's about not having barriers in your way and having the freedom to dream and go do whatever you want to go do. And in those ways, I have been extremely privileged. And so it's incumbent upon all of us that are to use our influence to remove those barriers from other people, to make it easier to get those things out of other people's way so that they can have those same experiences. And technology and entrepreneurship are powerful tools for removing those barriers and increasing economic mobility. By getting minorities involved in tech and entrepreneurship, I think we can make a difference in their lives today, but also having a lasting impact on many generations to come. So at Capital Factory, we do everything we can to make our community more diverse and inclusive. When we say we're the center of gravity for entrepreneurs, we mean all entrepreneurs, women and men, black, white, brown, and yellow, gay and straight, rich and poor, veterans too. It's been proven that diverse teams perform better. It actually just makes good business sense to have different people on your team. So it's not just about helping people out. It's not just about equality. It's also about profit maximization. If you want to make the most money, you hire diverse teams. It's a fact. But that's not going to happen by itself. Now, we don't have all the answers at Capital Factory. In fact, I don't know if we have any of the answers. So we just try everything. We try everything we can, every opportunity to bring more diverse people and groups into what we're doing. And so we're proud to support many other organizations, like being here today, working with other groups that work with minorities in tech, like Women Who Code, Div Inc., Women at Austin, Latitas, Bunker Labs, and many others. There are a lot of great groups here in Austin and in Texas working to help elevate minorities and get them more plugged into tech. And we put our money where our mouth is too. In the past year, we've held 4 different challenges where we put up, in each case, a $100,000 investment prize, with the one requirement being that one of the co-founders has to be a woman or a person of color. Now, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that when we started that program, I kind of thought we might have to lower our expectations, that we might have to lower the bar for the companies that won that prize compared to other investments that we made. But let me tell you, it was the opposite. We saw some of the strongest applications of any of the contests that we've ever run, partly just by putting that requirement on there and making people know that it applied to them too. It kind of reminds me of the X Prize, if any of you are familiar with that. The X Prize was a contest for a private organization to launch something from the Earth into space and land it on the moon. And they had a $10 million prize for the first one to do that. Now, $10 million is a lot of money, but the power of the X Prize was a lot bigger than that, because many different groups were competing to win that $10 million. And in aggregate, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to win that $10 million. So the impact of that contest was a lot more than just the one company that won the prize. And in a similar way, when we run one of these $100,000 challenges, it's about a lot more than just the one company that wins the $100,000. Because in the process of doing that, we meet a dozen other companies that we would get interested in, that we pull into our community, and many of whom we end up investing in as well. And we're allocating resources to this as well too. We just hired our first dedicated diversity and inclusion coordinator, Savannah Barker, who's actually here today in front. And so I would really appreciate it, since it's the first event she's at, if you'd all give her a big warm welcome and welcome her to the community. And so we're really glad to have her here too. And you should touch base with her while you're here. And it seems to be working. We've recently started tracking our statistics about diversity in our community, and I'm proud to report that we think it's improving every year. Just under 10% of the companies that we admitted to our accelerator, our top tier of our program in 2017, had a Black founder. About 20% had a Latino founder. 13% had female founders. And for the tech industry, while there's a lot of room to improve, that's a decent starting point. And I'm sure that with Savannah's help, and hopefully with your help, we'll keep improving that. So here are some of the biggest opportunities that we have and that we need help with. We need more Black founders, mentors, and angel investors in our community. We need more women founders, mentors, and angel investors in our community. We need more women founders that are getting funded, that are getting money to go build their businesses. We need more women and people of color on the Capital Factory leadership team. We have some, but not enough. And we need more women, Blacks, and Latinx on the board of directors of the startups that are helping to guide those. So if you know of people that could plug into those things, those are all just examples of some of the people that we need to add to the community to make it more strong, make it stronger. So it's important to me that you all know that you're welcome at Capital Factory. We want you there. So go look on the events calendar of our website, because there's a dozen different things happening in the next week that are mostly free and open to the public and welcome to everyone that wants to plug into the tech community or get involved with startups. One of the best places to start is an event I do once a month called the Intro to the Austin Startup Scene. It's on the second Tuesday of the month at 4 o'clock, and anybody can come and learn about how to go plug into the tech scene, how to get involved in tech, or how to work in tech. And there's a happy hour after where you can talk and meet other people that are looking to plug in and talk to me too. If you have a tech startup, we want to meet you. We have public tours every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. And once a month, we host an event called Epic Office Hours, which is basically a chance for anyone to come and talk to some of our mentors in a speed dating format that's really easy, where you get to meet with a few different people and get feedback on what you're working on. You can join as a member to get access to our co-working space and meeting rooms and daily office hours with mentors who can help you out. And when you're ready, you can apply for our accelerator for introductions to investors and customers. Now, technology and innovation isn't the answer to all of the world's hardest problems. But at the same time, it's hard to imagine how we could possibly solve the world's hardest problems without technology and innovation. The biggest challenges facing any growing city are housing affordability and transportation. And technology lies at the heart of both of these issues, and its influence is only going to grow. I believe we're much better off today with Uber and Lyft, Faber and Instacart, and especially the Bird and Lime scooters that are all over downtown. Not only do they make our lives more convenient and reduce traffic, but they also create new job opportunities at the same time. And that's why, as we heard earlier, I helped to create the Austin Tech Alliance. And the ATA is a nonprofit created to help make sure that Austin continues to be a great place for tech innovation, and that we actually use technology to help make our city better. The ATA has 3 primary programs: to educate the tech community and advocate our city council on how to use technology in our technology policy agenda, to register the tech community to vote and walk them to the polls to help make sure that we're engaged and we're part of the process and our input is in it, and to eliminate paper forms and fax machines from our local government with the paper census, a new program that we just launched earlier this year. So hopefully all of you will join as a community member. It's free, and it's a great way to start dipping your toe into tech policy, and will help you identify the right opportunities where you can get engaged. And then signing up for a professional membership gets you exclusive insights on what's happening at City Hall from our executive director, David Edmondson. And for those of you here that are employees at HomeAway, Facebook, Google, or Indeed, you are all already members. Your company already paid for your membership. So all you have to go do is sign up on our website, and you get your membership's waiting for you. And Oracle, we'd love to have you there too, or you can sign up as well. You should all go to techvotes.org to find out how you can register to vote if you're not registered to vote. And what's even greater there is you can get deputized so that you can register other people to vote. And part of what we're trying to do is make sure that every tech office in Austin has somebody in the office that can register people to vote and is going and getting that done. And that's happening right now, so you can go do that. And we're working on other tools to help all of us be better educated, to make better decisions that don't tell you who to vote for, just help you understand what people really stand for and what they're doing. So stay tuned for more of that. Now, the ATA has spoken up about many different issues, from autonomous robot delivery to flying cars. But believe it or not, our biggest focus right now is on the most basic tech, replacing paper forms and fax machines with digital processes. It sounds really simple, but it's actually really, really hard. Paper is everywhere. I even had to print some out today, as my wife reminded me. Systems are rigid and they're really hard to change. The city of Austin still uses paper time cards, but that's not the worst of it. They tried to switch to digital time cards, and then they switched back. This was like recently. Can you believe that?
No.
We failed. We couldn't switch off of paper time cards. So you don't have to look very hard to find obvious places to make a big improvement. And making our city government makes life better for everybody. It saves time, it saves money, it saves frustration, and believe it or not, it can actually save people's lives. But let me give you a really simple, small example of what the paper census is working on, one of the projects that's already launched. And it's for the residential parking permits for the Austin transportation. So this is if you live in a busy neighborhood and you have a local parking permit that says you can park there and other people can't. Like, for example, if you live near Home Slice Pizza or maybe near Zilker Park. And so approximately 7,000 permits are issued every year. And every year you have to renew your permit. The number of these permits is going up, not going down. And currently, if you want to do that, you have to fill out a piece of paper, a paper form. And you have to physically go take that form down to one person. There's one person that can process these forms and give it to them. You can also mail or fax it in. Then you have to wait in line for them to go and verify your address and deal with it, and then you make your payment. But the next year, you have to start all over again because they throw out all the pieces of paper. So you can't just go renew it. You just start with a new piece of paper and go do it again. So there's no reason why our residents shouldn't be able to go onto a website, verify your address, which we have existing processes to go do, and then pay for your permit and get it mailed to you. And then next year, you just get an email and then click and say renew. That sounds a lot better to me for everybody, right? Having that service online would cut down the amount of work that the people that we have to do, the residents have to do. It would save a ton of time for our city staff. And it means a lot of other things. It means less driving around, it means less waiting in line, less paper, less ink. And at the end, we get a lot more, we get better data, public data for our city to help understand how things really run. And there's a person there. There's literally this one person who processes all those forms. And that person cares about their job, and they feel bad about going on vacation because nobody's getting any permits. And this is the kind of thing that we can help fix. So what we did by working with them and first understanding that problem was design a website where anybody can go and apply for and renew their permits. Once you sign up, you don't have to re-enter all your information again. You can just click renew. That site's being developed right now and is expected to launch in January. So that's one small example, but there are a lot of those examples. And these are really low-hanging fruit. And these are all problems that all of you can go solve. You don't need rocket science to go do it. So I believe that 10 years from now, we're going to look back on the paper census as one of the most impactful civic initiatives in the history of Austin. Sarah Ortiz-Shields recently joined us to lead those efforts. She is amazing. And she was here earlier today, and I believe we've got some cards in the back about the paper census. If you want to learn more, it's papercensus.com. But hopefully all of you can find a way to get involved and be part of that, either individually or through your company. So I want to thank you again for volunteering your time to help out other entrepreneurs in our community, all kinds of entrepreneurs. And just would encourage you to stay engaged in these types of things. You can attend other events like Civic Hack Night, which happens on a regular basis, or the annual Hack for Change at St. Edward's University. Come to meetups at Capital Factory, join our community, and help it make it more diverse and more robust. Register to vote, become a member of the Austin Tech Alliance, find out how you can be part of the paper census, grab a t-shirt on the way out. There's entrepreneur t-shirts out there, and let me know when you're ready to quit your job. Thanks.